must be some espresso in this, because that was one hell of an action-packed ride.
Buckle down.
So I got to see Mad Max Fury Road last night, and it's probably one of the first movies of this year that lived up to expectations. That's kind of rare considering that movies and games in the last few years have not really lived up to expectations. So one that completely blew away my expectations is fantastic. You know this movie is good when one of my friends who is a die-hard Road Warrior fan said that the new film dwarfs Road Warrior in comparison. It's kind of a sequel, but it's also kind of something on its own in comparison to the other Mad Max films. It does have Tom Hardy as Mad Max, and he has been living on his own for eons. He's basically gone woo in that time. Then he gets captured by these radical survivors who live up to this guy called Immortan Joe, who has this really cool crossbone face thing and talks with this voice. It's really, really cool. The thing that caught me right off the bat is how beautiful this movie looks, despite the fact it's in a wasteland. The color palettes of the orange brown of the desert, the dark blue of the night, and then the red of the fury and the fire and the fireworks, these really interesting colored fireworks. It's actually a really beautiful looking movie. And I have to give this to George Miller for going exactly with what his vision had told. I like that he got to do the exact movie that he wanted. It doesn't look like Warner Brothers stepped in at all, because it's just so out there with just the lifestyle, the costume design, the car designs. It all looks so intense. There's one car that Morton Joe drives that has two 57 Coupe de Villes on top of each other. It's in my opinion, it's like basically watching Road Warrior 2.0 done with today's technology, today's filming budget and everything. It's insane how intense this movie is. And what is also really interesting is that despite the fact that it is called a Mad Max film, he's actually kind of a side character in all of it. The real main character is Charlize Theron's character. She's the one who's trying to get these sex slaves of Immortan Joe's, that are basically his wives, trying to get them away to safety. And this is an awesome film for the women because she's badass. She does stuff that you're like, holy crap, I can't believe she did that. And she's got this badass robotic arm. This thing is so cool. Each part of the film is connected, which is so interesting, especially with the music. There's this really awesome score done in this film. The score is fantastic. But what is really interesting about the soundtrack is that there's sometimes where it cuts to this guy who's on a car who has this giant speaker system behind him, and he's playing this double guitar that shoots flames out the front. He's just like, and there's a lot of times where the score morphs into what he's playing, and then when the camera cuts away, it morphs out of it. So this interactivity with the music is something I have not seen in a long time, and especially on this level. It was amazing. And the stunts, holy shit, the stunts are fucking fantastic. The stunt work in this film is a absolute beautiful homage to what the film industry should go back on. I like that aside from there's a few scenes, like maybe one or two, and then the giant sandstorm scene, George Miller tries to not use special effects or CG as much as possible. If he can do it, he did it with actual stunt work. This is so well done. The film is so entertaining that you just never there's never a stop. There's never a slowdown. There is one thing that maybe I could say that's a little bit of a nitpick, is that at times the film kind of just feels like it's going on the same thing. Not that it's a bad thing. It is an awesome thrill ride, and it makes me want to watch it again just to see all the different aspects of the world that Mad Max lives in. But, and again, this is a very small nitpick. Some of the characters don't get as much time as you would think. It seems more so that the world and the cars are more characters than the characters themselves. And not to say that it isn't. Like, there's times where you see the vents on the hoods just breathing with life and spitting gasoline into them to fuel the flames of power and the V8 engines. Like, I think at one point they're praying to a V8 god, And before they do something crazy, they spray chrome paint on their lips. Like, what the hell? The rest of this movie is fantastic. It is a bloody good thrill ride. It lives up to expectations and surpasses them, in my opinion. I really did enjoy this movie. I was going, holy shit, the whole time. So in the end, my final review for Mad Max Fury Road is a 6 out of 7. If you have not seen this movie, go see it right now. It's not going to make any bloody money because it's coming at the exact same time as Pitch Perfect. There was almost no one in the theater, which is a shame because this movie deserves to be watched. If any of you out there say you're fans of stunt movies and action movies, you have to see this movie because this is probably one of the best action movies I've seen in a really long time. Just go and see it. Anyway, guys, that's all for me. See you later. Buckle down.